And we're back. Now we're given two matrices, A, 1, 2, 3, 5, and B, 2, minus 1, 2, 8. So we gotta work out for some questions. The first question is 2 times A plus B. Now there's two ways we can do this. We could first put a 2 in each of them, or we could work out the thing in the brackets first, which is what I'm gonna do. So this is A plus B, not A or B. It's A plus B. So the first thing to do is to actually do A plus B. So A is 1, 2, 3, and 5 plus 2, 2 minus 1, 8. Now, in matrices, when we plus something, when we plus a matrix and another matrix together, we basically just plus each individual thing together. So the answer will be 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 2, 5, 2 plus minus 1, 1, 5 plus 8, which is 13. Now, this is the answer to A plus B, but this is not what we want. We want 2 times A plus B, and this will be 2 times A plus B, which in terms is the same as 2, 3, 5, 1, 13. So it's 2 times this. Now when we have just a number outside the matrix, we basically times that number by the matrix. So the final result will be 6, 10, 2, 26, 26. And that will be the answer to 2 times A plus B. And I'm going to put that somewhere. A is 6, 10 to 26. And this is the answer to A. Now in part B we have 3A minus B. Now before we do this, we gotta find out what 3A is. So 3 times A. It's the exact same thing as 3A there. Be 3, 1, 3, 2, 5. Now, like we did before, we just times the value of the number outside the matrix by the matrix. So we end up with 3, 9, 6, and 15. And that's the value for 3A. Now, 3A plus B, it will be 3, 9, 6, 15, which is 3A, minus the value of B, which is 2, 2, minus 1, 8. Now, with minuses, it's the same as a plus. You basically minus every bit of the matrices together. They must have the same size for this to work. So 3 minus 2 will be 1. 9 minus 2 will be 7. 6 minus 1, which becomes a plus, will be 7 as well. And then 15 minus 8 will also be 7. So that means that B is 1777, and we're going to add that to our answers up here. So B is 1777. And this was part B. Now for part C, we got it times. So we got to use the rule I taught you the last video called RXC. So RC, row times column. This is very important, and to work out with matrices, it's the best thing to remember because it works in various parts of the actual matrix theory and working out. So what this basically means is that we're going to have the A from there times the value of B, which is 2, 2, minus 1, and 8. So remember, this is the same as A times B. You don't need a times symbol between letters to tell that they're going to multiply each other. Okay, to do this, we're going to have to do the row times column. So it will be a row times column. And this is how it works. So they're going to have the same size, but this is how we do it. So we do 1 times 2 should be 2 plus 3 times minus 1, which is minus 3. So this one will be minus 1. Now we do the second row with the first column. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 5 times minus 1, which is minus 5. So on the bottom here we also get minus 1. Now we've got to work out with the second column using the same rows. So 1 times 2 is 2 plus 3 times 8, which is 24. So 2 plus 24 is 26. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 5 times 8, which is 40. Adding them up together we get 44. And that is our answer to C. Now let's add answer to the answers thing at the top. So C is minus 1, 26, minus 1, 44, and this is answer to part C. Now part D, almost the same as part C, but now we are doing the square of A. If you do not know, this is the same as A, which is the same as A times A. So essentially we're just timesing A and A together. So 1, 3, 2, 5 times 1, 3, 2, 5. And now remember the rule, row times column. So row times column. Now let's do this. 1 times 1, 1. 3 times 2, 6. That means the top one will be a 7. Because it's 1 plus 6, 7. 2 times 1 is 2. 5 times 2 is 10. That means this is 12. Now 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 5 is 15. That means the top one is 18. 2 times 3 is 6. 5 times 5 is 25. That means the bottom one will be 31. that is the answer to question A squared. Now let's put that up here in our answers box. 7, 18, 12, and 31. And that's it for part A to D. Okay, and we're back to this question. Now, this is part E of the question, and this is to determine b minus 1, and then use the result to solve the simultaneous equations. 2x plus 2y equals to 12. Now, the first thing that we gotta remember is how to do an inverse matrix. Now, when we have an inverse matrix of A, and A equals to a value of A, B, C, and D, the inverse of that matrix is going to be 1 over AD minus BC times the matrix, but an inverse form of it. So the A and the D swap places, so it comes D and A, and then B and C turn negatives, so minus B and minus C. And this is essentially what we're gonna have to know. So I'm gonna put this at the top there, so we can find b to the power of minus 1. So b to the power of minus 1 will be 1 over 2 times 8, 2 times 8 minus 2 times minus 1. 2 times minus 1. So it's A times D minus B times C. Now we swap D and A, so 8, 2, and we make B and C negative, so C is already negative, so it becomes positive, and B becomes negative, minus 2. And this is gonna be the same as 2 times 8, 16, minus minus, because this will be 16, and this will be minus 2, minus minus, that becomes 18. 1 over 18 to 8 minus 2, 1, and 2. And this is our value to b to the power of minus 1. Okay, so I put b minus 1 up there, and now we're going to solve the simultaneous equations. Now when we get something like this, we gotta think first. So yeah, this is not exactly how we want it to be. As you can see, there's 2x plus 2y, and then there's 8y minus 1x. And let's correct this. So this equation there will become minus x plus 8y equals to 3. Now we can do this. We can do 2 minus 1, 8, x, y equals to 12, 3. Okay, as you can see, this is the same as that, so this is the same as that, and this is basically b. if you look up here, that's B. So this means that if we use the inverse of B, we can find the answer to the simultaneous equation. And to do this, we essentially do x and y equal to the inverse of B, so 1 over 18 that we found earlier, so 8 minus 2, 1, 2. These numbers are looking very weird. And then you times it by the answer, so 12 and 3. So are we going to do this? Well, the first thing we're going to do is put 1 over 18 on this side, and we open a matrix. Now this matrix is the time of these two equations together. So we do row times column, and this will give us just a one column matrix. So 8 times 12 plus minus 2 times 3 will be 90. Write that in a better way, 90. Now 1 times 12 is 12, 2 times 3 is 6, 12 plus 6 is 18. And this is our answer basically, but to get the value of x and y we gotta times this by that. So this will become 90 over 18, which is 5, and 18 over 18, which is 1. And the values of x will be 5 and y will be 1. Now, how will we know this is correct? Well, then just put these values into our equations. Well, let's choose one of the equations. For example, the first one. So 2 times x, which is 5, plus 2 times 1 for y. So this would be 10 plus 2, which is equal to 12. And that is the answer there. So this basically means we got it right. And that is it. Thank you for watching.